before I get to your questions really quick, I have calendars for sale, 2015 calendars going on in my store right now. I'm all out of the Elite and the Pro bundle, but I do just have the basic calendars for sale right now. I don't have any of my prints available anymore, but they will be going back up after the new year, since I will be traveling. They'll be going back up after the new year with a whole shit ton of new prints, so keep your eye out for that. If you want a calendar, pre-orders on that is going to close soon, so check them out at Store Envy at rachel.storeenvy.com. Also, let's talk about some cons really quick coming up. Coming right out of Christmas, right before the new year, I'm going to be at SkillCon in Vegas, and I'll be there the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. I'll have a booth, signing prints, I'll have some calendars there to buy if you're in town. I'm gonna be cosplaying. I have a new Black Cat cosplay I'll be debuting there. Panels and judging the cosplay contest. Also gonna be doing some live gameplay streaming from the con, and we're inviting people to come join me, like just come play games with me in person, and then we'll stream it. It'll be amazing. I think that's going to be, it's either Monday or Tuesday night. It's gonna be later at night because I'm gonna be playing some scary ass games. Then that Wednesday, the 31st, I'll be guesting at the SkillCon New Year's Eve party. And then right after that, coming out of New Year's, January 9th and 10th, I'll be in Texas. Finally! I've always wanted to go to Texas. It's probably like my second most requested place that you guys want me to go to. It's like Canada's #1, Texas #2, and Australia's #3. Finally going to Texas. I'll be at Heroes Expo, January 9th and 10th, and that's going to be San Pedro Island is where we'll be at. But the coolest thing about that con is I'll be there with Christy Pride and Brittany Blonde Nerd. You guys haven't heard of those girls? You should, because they're fucking awesome. Enough of my rambling and babbling. Let's get on to your questions. First off, Rock Lore says, why don't you like WoW? I don't like World of Warcraft because really, honestly, when I started playing it, it was the audience. Like, I got on there, it was community, and everybody was just complete dicks. I know it's an online game. Of course they're dicks. But just because you're playing an online RPG doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. Now, League of Legends community has taken over as the worst game community ever. It used to be World of Warcraft. Congratulations, League of Legends. That's a really big accomplishment. You should be proud of yourself. But Guild Wars has one of the best online communities I've ever been a part of. Everybody on Guild Wars is so awesome, so nice, so helpful, not like World of Warcraft. WoW players were awful to me, and I just had no fun. It's not a game I want to play by myself. Don't even like really playing by myself, especially with the big MMOs. I like playing with other people, so playing with other people was really difficult in that game because everybody was just assholes. So, meh. Roy says, out of every game you've played, what has been your favorite and why? That is the most impossible question to answer because some games are my favorite for different reasons. You know, some games I think are my favorite because of the story. Other games are my favorite because of the overall gameplay experience. So I have different favorites for different reasons. I can't just put one game at the very, very tippity-toppity because I have favorites for different reasons. Some of my favorites are Uncharted, God of War, Silent Hill 2, Fatal Frame 1, Eternal Darkness, Conker's Bad Fur Day, I'm sure you guys know why that one's one of my favorites, Borderlands, BioShock, Super Mario 3, Super Mario Sunshine, GoldenEye, Time Splitters Future Perfect, Burnout Takedown. Like, there's so many different games that are my favorite for different reasons, but those are just a few. Simon says, Devil May Cry is one of my favorite video game series of all time. Have you ever played it? What do you think about it? Of course I played Devil May Cry. I did a Dante cosplay. My Dante cosplay was a cosplay I've been wanting to do since it was one of my like goal cosplays, one of my dreams that I always wanted to do, but I just didn't know how to do it. I was really nervous on doing it because he is such like a love of mine that I was super nervous about it because if I did a Dante cosplay, I wanted to do it as legit and as real for me as possible. I didn't want it to be 99%, I wanted it to be 100%. Finally, I was just like, you know what? You're gonna do it, and you're just gonna have to figure it out as you go. I did it, and I'm actually really, really proud of the way it came out. Still not settled on the wig. I've tried 2 different wigs with that costume, and I just cannot get the right feel of it for what I'm looking for the Dante I see in my head, as me, as Dante. But I'm still really proud of it. I really love it. And, yeah. And then Jeremy asks, or says, you're a really big fan of horror film. Yes, I am. But have you ever been in a horror film? Sort of, not really. I would love to be in a, you know, indie film or whatever, horror film. and just get slaughtered. I do want to be the girl that dies in a horror film. That's awesome. But I have done 2, like, you know, just kind of short, fun horror films. One was me and my best friend Spike back from North Carolina. He loves horror films. I do too. We were both just like, hey, Halloween's coming up. Let's make a really kind of silly, cheesy horror short. And we did. And then recently I did another short, a very short, with another one of my best friends, Teddykin. He was entering into a contest that Eli Roth was doing this past Halloween where he wanted his fans to make the sickest horror film they could come up with. But it had to be only 6 seconds long. Teddykin had this awesome idea, came to me about it because he knows that I'm just as sick-minded as he is, and said that I was the only female he knew that would agree to do something like this. So here that is. But spoiler, real quick, not actually a spoiler, but a warning, disclaimer, not safe for work, really, really gross, and please still love me.
Baby, are you okay? Baby, what's wrong? Baby!
Yeah. I love it. I think it came out really well. We didn't win, but we were a finalist, and that's pretty badass. Wonderful Wardy. 3 quick questions. Who are some of your favorite developers in the game industry? Naughty Dog, Gearbox, and Santa Monica Studios. I would say also Irrational Games, but they aren't around anymore. Number 2, what do you dislike most about the game industry? I don't like it when developers try to push out games too quickly before giving it that final polish. They're like, yeah, we'll patch it later. We'll make them pay for a DLC, and then that'll actually be the patch. No. When I pay $60, I want a full, finished product, not one to be patched later. I also hate gimmicks, like the Kinect. I hate that stuff. And the fact that a lot of these developers is really trying to force it on us. No matter how many times we say, we don't want Kinect, get it the hell out of our face, they do it again. And a lot of companies too just don't seem like they understand gamers. Like the Xbox One, it's almost like nobody actually thought how we would use it. They built this system, they took out some of the core things that I loved about the Xbox 360, took them out completely. You want voice messaging on your new next-gen console? Too bad. What the hell? Where's voice messaging on Xbox One? How is that not a standard thing that should have come with the system on day one? The fact that every time someone tries to say anything about the Xbox when it's on, it does all sorts of crazy stuff. Just last night, I was playing Tales from Borderlands, and Seth had been playing it on the PC. I was playing Xbox One version, and he was saying, oh, well, the PC version does this. I guess the Xbox, when he said Xbox, my system booted me out of the game. What the hell is that? Did nobody at Microsoft go, hey guys, this voice command stuff might not actually work when anybody is not living alone? And lastly, another thing I don't like about the game industry is honestly, a lot of the people in it are really self-important. This whole bullshit with, you know, Gamergate, and this is gonna get me in so much trouble, but a lot of the feminist stuff in the game industry, it's like, man, we're just big grown-up kids that just want to play video games and have a good time. I am a female, and I can say that I want characters. I want my lady characters with the biggest boobs humanly possible, and I want them half naked. I'm tired of these females standing up for me and saying that they're talking for the female gamers, and they're talking for females and women, and saying that it's putting us in a bad light. No, it's not. You are. You're the one that's standing up bitching about the most useless stuff. Just let my video game females be super hot and sexy. There's nothing wrong with that. Games are just fun, and if you don't like the content in a video game, then don't play it. Goes back to all those people making a big fuss about the no Russia level in one of the Call of Duties, you know, where you just walk into the airport and mow everybody down. First of all, you didn't have to play the level. It did not take away from your game if you didn't play the level. And don't complain about it. Just skip it, you big dummies. Everybody gets all worked up about the silliest things. Anyways, those are the things I don't like about the game industry. Lastly, Tobias has a few questions. He said, in one of my past Ask Rachel, I said I would never watch a film where an animal was hurt. And he wants to know if I ever saw Jurassic Park, where that cow is being fed to the velociraptors and the goat being eaten by T-Rex. Yeah, but that's not really an animal being hurt because it's fake. I won't watch a film where an animal is actually for reals being hurt, like Cannibal Holocaust. Everybody says, oh, if you love horror and you love gory things, you gotta watch Cannibal Holocaust. I can't do that. I just can't. And his second question is, have you ever seen Guinea Pig 2, Flower of the Flesh and Blood? Yes, I have. Of course I have. I love fucked up stuff. and the gorier the better. I'm definitely saying Guinea Pig 2. That movie had a lot of controversy behind it because a lot of people actually thought it was real. They thought it was a real snuff film, but it's not. It's just really well done. So that's it for this episode of Ask Rachel. If you got questions, email them to me at rachelmoore@gmail.com and put Ask Rachel in the subject line. If you don't put Ask Rachel in the subject line, they go to spam and I'll never see them. Also, don't forget to check out rachel.storynv.com for your 2015 limited edition calendar. It'll also come numbered on the back with the number of yours. And I'll also leave you a little special birthday message on your birthday in the calendar. Anyways, guys, hope to meet lots more of you guys and see some of you again at upcoming cons this year. I'm really excited to finally get to Texas to meet you guys. And I'll talk to you later. Love you.